All right, thank you very much. We are back, and the high rate of unemployment is continuing to frustrate many South Africans, and this does not spare unemployed graduates. While a university degree is often seen as a means of lifting the population out of unemployment, Stats SA says youth unemployment problem was notable irrespective of education level. It found that the graduate unemployment rate was at 33.5%, meaning that there are 430,000 qualified youth who are not working. They are aged between 15 and 24, and 10.2% of them are between 25 and 34 years old. Graduates say the education system is failing them because they were told to get qualifications for a better life, but instead they are still swimming in poverty. A new government recruitment scheme was set up last year, which was rather met with a mixed reaction from the graduates who are supposed to benefit from it. To discuss this, we are joined by Executive Chairman of the South African Council for Graduates, Thamsanqa Maqubela. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Colin, for having us.
All right. In the interim, what's been done to address the unemployed graduates problem?
I'm glad that actually your statistics are higher than what we have projected. We've been talking about 300,000 and you're bringing up statistics of 430. There are a number of approaches that are being done, but I'll talk about exactly what the South African Council for Graduates is doing, which is we are practitioners who are sitting where the actual eventualities of unemployment of graduates is happening. In our database, we've got graduates from all various disciplines: engineering, finance, accounting, marketing, HR, who are unemployed. So we do three things with them. One is to prepare them for the world of work. We find that most of them do not know even how to structure a resume or a CV. Secondly, they do not understand how to handle an interview. Then the second thing that we do, we negotiate with our partners, the sector education and training authorities, to ensure that we get a stipend or subsidized internships for them to be able to undergo 12, 18 or 24 months of workplace training. And that, of course, gives them a head up. It gives them the confidence because they have access to the world of work, they've got access to workplace mentors. Then as a result, they are able to go out there and compete and even to apply for positions that are available that requires 12, 24 or 36 months of work experience. Finally, what we do is we also work with private companies, partially with government departments, to ensure that young people have what we call the entrepreneurial edge. It is not going to help all of our graduates to expect, be it coming from TVET colleges or universities, to expect to be employed. But the economic growth rate is very low, so let them be entrepreneurs, start their own cooperatives. All
right, so to what extent are companies availing entry-level positions for adverts? Because most of the time you will find that there are adverts placed on newspapers, but then when you want to apply for them, they are actually high-level or middle management positions.
Yes, that is true. It continues to be a crusade that the South African Council for Graduates is running. We've been doing this for quite some time now. We've said the very same thing at the Presidential Job Summit, which was hosted by President Ramaphosa in October last year, that entry-level positions have to be lowered a little bit in terms of the experience required. That is why we're saying let us increase the number of workplace training or internships so that young people begin then to have the access. Because it doesn't matter how much qualification you have, if you do not know how to type, if you do not know how to file, you don't know how to file.
So the issue of internships, are they really helping in terms of pumping up the employment levels in terms of the placement of these graduates? And then after a year, they are chucked out of the system because their contracts have expired. But then the numbers are not updated. They state that a certain number of graduates have been employed. So are these statistics not confusing the employment numbers?
Certainly not. Colin, the number of internships or the number of young people that are put on internship programs is quite small and quite low. It is a fraction of what the problem is. We run about 3,500. We've got organizations such as Food Bev, Construction SETA, FPNM SETA, Chemical SETA, and a number of others who are supporting our work. But 3,500 out of 430,000, that's a drop in an ocean. That is why we need a much more cascaded effort. Today, the Minister of Higher Education and Training, Minister Pando, is addressing the National Skills Authority. We need pragmatic solutions. It's high time that we really look at what politicians, the government officials, what they're doing to support that we do, so that there is more added value to the work of the SETAs. But what we found that really works is when you partner with private bodies, your BUSA, your BBCs, companies like your Lafarge, Patco, who come in and say, we not only take them as interns, we will top up the stipend, but over and above that, what we're going to do, we will take those that we're able to keep. So you've got a small number that is being absorbed, but it is quite small. That is why we're saying the entrepreneurial crusade needs to grow, because really there are goods and services that are sourced from abroad, which can be sourced from our own local graduates and students who are running their own businesses.
Do you think that there should be a consolidative strategic approach in terms of this entrepreneurial edge, and against the issue of somebody saying, I want to be trained into working in an auditing firm, or I want to join a lawyer's firm so that I should get workplace or work-based experience? And by so doing, you would be able to have this person to have an exit strategy of starting their own company or deciding to stay within the employment sector.
I agree quite well with what you are saying. A consolidated and integrated strategy would really work. That is why I'll give an example. The Department of Public Works, we took 30 internal auditing graduates, put them onto a program funded by Chemical SETA and the Food Bev for a period of 12 months, yet the program is for 24 months. After 12 months, Department of Public Works came in. As we speak, those graduates today, they've got a 24-month work experience. Secondly, 7 out of those already been employed. Then they've got a better chance to go and start their own consulting companies. But better so, if they were to start their own cooperative, it will work much better, because then you've got a concentration of expertise and skills by young people, and that will give them a competitive edge to showcase the experience that they have. Okay,
so on a parting shot, so there are two things that we are talking about here: the placement of graduates and the call for the private sector to come on board.
Yes, we're calling for the private sector to come and work with us. We want as many companies as possible to do two things very well: to take these young people as interns, to absorb them after their internship. But we are so keen to get companies to work with us in what we call its enterprise and supplier development. Many companies are looking for black partners. They are looking for what we call black empowerment partners. We've got graduates, we've got young people who are willing to learn how it is done. They can assist your company to earn BE points. So come talk to the South African Council for Graduates so that we can give you young people that would be able to grow your company, not only grow its BE points, but also grow the clientele in the market that you require. There are so many opportunities in the enterprise and supplier development. So why not work with us? Because we don't only wait for them to graduate and be unemployed. We work with them while they are still on campuses through our student entrepreneurship program and campus cooperatives.
Right, so you're talking about employment opportunities. Well, that's Mr. Executive Chairman of the South African Council of Graduates, Mr. Thamsanqa Maqubela, talking about the opportunities for young people to get placement for internships, as well as the private sector to contact them to come on board so that they can address the issue of unemployment of graduates. Well, you can contact them on the number that's appearing on your screen now, which is 011-318-0066. The number again is 011-318-0066. We take a break and we'll be back right after this.